Here's another one-off from none other than Elina.
That is right. Elina says, this is Isak Danielson. He has a unique voice that stands out to me. It just makes you feel a lot. He is one of my favorite artists. Hope you like it. So.
And he's from the same town she's from.
Yes, she's from
in Sweden.
Gothenburg. Sweet.
All right, let's see.
I still look at you with eyes that want you. When you move, you make my oceans move too. If I hear my name, I will run your way. Can we say that we love each other? Can we play like there ain't no other? If I hear my name, I will run your way. It's my desire that you feed. You know just what I need. You got power, power. You got power over me. I give my all now, can't you see? Why won't you set me free? You got power, power. You got power over me. I was lost until I found me in you. I saw a side of me that I was scared to. But now I hear my name and I'm running your way. All I feel as I get closer to you is the desire to move like you do. So now I hear my name and I'm running your way. Hey, if you
Very nice voice.
I think Elina is correct about his nice voice.
This has all been one shot.
I love that.
And it's okay, so he's tied up.
Yeah.
He seems a bit distraught, but there seemed to be some passion prior to this moment. There's lipstick on his face, right?
Maybe he has some Stockholm syndrome.
Oh my crud. Do Swedes love that saying, or do they hate it?
Yeah, and what
Curious about that.
I have a lot of questions on where that even comes from. Like, I obviously Stockholm is Sweden, but is there like a story, or is it like part of the culture or something?
Let us know. Oh, is it like because it gets so cold, you have to stay inside and you feel like a captive?
Ooh, maybe. But then you get like kind of enchanted with it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the enchanted part. Anyway, so yeah, he's tied up. He's sitting there. She's clearly in control. But there's a passionate kind of sexual romantic element to this. I feel like is unfolding in front of our eyes, Joe.
We have a minute and 29 seconds to see.
All right.
ready now, if you ready now, if you ready now, I am ready now, if you ready now, if you ready now, if you ready now, if you ready. It's my desire that you feed. You know just what I need. You got power, power. You got power over me. slow feel my heart bleed. I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
So he feels used. So she seduced him and perhaps manipulated him through seduction, sexual seduction.
Ooh. You know what's interesting about this is that, like, okay, obviously the imagery is super intense, right? And like most people aren't in a situation like this where they're literally tied up and like imprisoned, right?
Well, but
most people.
Yes.
But emotionally, a lot of people feel like this. I feel like almost everyone has felt like what the imagery means, not necessarily being tied up, and it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It's we are imprisoned by things all the time, and then the power is in someone else's hands, and when you start thinking about some of these things, it can be really terrifying to realize how much of the power of someone else, whether it be your boss, the culture of society at large, or a romantic partner, which is probably the most felt, I would say, the most obvious felt.
Especially with the romance.
With the romance.
Aspect.
Feeling like, I mean, but even in like a situation where you're like, oh, I don't really like what's happening right here, but I'll bite my tongue and just kind of, accept it.
Stay locked up.
Yeah, and stay locked up with it for now, I guess. I don't know, until you freak out.
You know, the reality is you are always free to choose.
You are.
But oftentimes we don't choose freedom because, freedom is scary. At least when you hand somebody else the power, because you hand it to them and you can take it back at any time, but you choose not to because there's certainty in it. Like, oh, they can make this decision. That's okay. This is what I'm familiar with. I'm used to this. It's fine.
Yeah. Things have worked out. Things have worked out for me so far. I think.
Yeah. Because people don't like change, especially when that change relies on them. They have to all of a sudden start making these decisions without this emotional and mental crutch that is this other person who's potentially abusing them in mild to moderate ways. Because this doesn't seem like violent. It just maybe borderline.
Yeah.
But the manipulation happens on very low levels.
Oh, yeah.
Just as much as they do at high levels,
What's interesting about it, too, is that when it comes to, what sucks, too, is that when you do lead, now you have to take on the full responsibility and the blame of when things don't go well. And you have to deal with that. And it sucks because then a lot of people who probably would be good leaders or good people, they're fearful of taking the lead. And then someone... It's weird because the person who wants to take the lead, I feel like a lot of times it takes a certain level of arrogance that people probably don't really like about you, that you're the one that wants to take that lead. I've always said this. Anyone who wants to be the president of the United States, I would just be wary of that person in general because they're the type of person that's willing to go through all of the shit to gain power. And I would be very I would be very wary of a person that wants to go through all that stuff and have it not be this self-absorbed, narcissistic, greedy passion that they have, rather than some sort of altruistic, passion to make the world a better place. Because I feel like the evil side is going to reign supreme on most people.
It's miraculous if you get to become the president of any world power and remain unscathed by the journey to that position.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's even hard enough just to become a rich person and not be at least apathetic to the
hard enough for
a
lot of people to just be a nice person in life.
I know. But when you allow someone else to kind of take the responsibility, you can kind of just be a kind of a shitty person in the background. Although we're getting kind of far from the idea of just your life being captured, your own autonomy being captured because of your inability to try to control situations, whether it be through you having this kind of unbridled, uncontrollable obsession with someone, or fear of loneliness and fear of even the same thing, the fear of the freedom Because freedom can be lonely and scary.
Yeah, because you're the one who has to make all the decisions all the time.
Yep. And you got to put
what
yourself
if
out there.
What if you're not good? And once you get this freedom, it doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. You're going to learn some tough lessons.
Yeah.
And then you might think, I think I want someone else to take control again. And then you start the cycle over again.
I'm ready to go back inside.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a free pet. I want to be a free cat.
Freedom is not easy. Like, what was that? It's that pirate in Pirates of the Caribbean who lives forever. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Gary Daniels or something.
What do you mean?
What's his name? Beardy Daniels. What's his name?
Blackbeard or
Blackbeard? I don't know. The one who lives forever.
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
Right.
He says something like living forever, like he's alive forever, but he's always suffering because he says something like, no matter where you go, there you are, or something. Or like, no matter where you go, you still have to live with yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
That's pretty good.
And it's just like, yeah, man, there's a lot of work to do.
It's always a lot of work to
But the final thought on this whole thing is, say you do work up the courage to take back your power, end a relationship that you know is not right. You still have to mourn that relationship and that person in your life because you're removing this person, and it's bad enough to where you know it's the right thing to push them away, but that doesn't mean that every part of them was bad and every part of them that you hated. So you have to mourn all the good things about the relationship and them that you are severing ties with, and ultimately allowing to die away. And that hurts.
And seeing the imagery of him being, seeing him be, almost naked and kind of bloodied and tied up, that thought is like, oh, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Like, but the point is that these situations in which we are imprisoned in almost every day are not so obvious, and you don't want to get rid of everything, but sometimes you do. And that's the scariest part. You can't just pick and choose what you remove from, or you have to decide whether some of those things, maybe you're imprisoned by yourself because maybe some of these things are actually things that you're kind of being, and this isn't all the time, but you're the one that needs to let go of that things are not going to be this very specific way for you if you want to stay in this relationship. Because the relationship doesn't, and I'm not talking about like actual abuse or anything like that. It's just things that you might not like about being in a specific relationship with a specific person or at a specific office, but recognizing that, maybe this is actually just me not being able to accept the reality sometimes at the same time. Because sometimes there's things that actually aren't really a problem with the other person. You just think it's a problem with the other person.
Yeah. Yeah. And you continually confirm with yourself that it is a problem, so it becomes real to you.
Yeah. And you're kind of imprisoning yourself, but you feel like this person could be doing it to you, and it's like, honestly, I think you're kind of doing it to yourself.
You just gotta let it go. You can't put the weight of your own happiness on someone else. Someone else's actions and words should not affect how you feel inside. It's hard to do. No one's perfect, but that's the idea, right?
But here we are, saying it easier than doing it.
Yeah.
That's right.
See ya.